If you've been fighting chronic pain for months or years and it still hasn't gone away, I'm here to tell you that there is hope for relief. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why what you've been doing hasn't been working. And I'll share a more powerful tool that can work immediately. We're even going to do it together. So if you've been taking pills, supplements, you've done all the exercises, stretches, taken all the herbs, done acupuncture, and you still have pain, that just means that you've been using a strategy that hasn't been working. My name is Nancy Ma. I'm a physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach. And for 20 years, I've watched this shift happen for so many of my clients. And I'm going to share with you exactly how this works. So let me explain what's actually happening in your body when chronic pain keeps persisting. What happens is your nervous system has an alarm designed to protect you. It's like a security system. When there has been break and enter, someone has burglarized your home, your alarm system might be set to high security, which means it's super sensitive. Now, when someone even comes close to your home or someone is tiptoeing inside your home, it might trigger that alarm. So in an acute painful episode, like when you stub your toe, that alarm does its job. It tells you, okay, pay attention to this area. Let's protect it. Let's elevate it. Let's ice it. Let's compress it. With chronic pain, that's when your alarm gets stuck in the on position. It's like a smoke detector that keeps beeping even after the fire is out. And here's the part that most people never learn. Your nervous system doesn't just respond to physical injury. It responds to mental stress, unprocessed emotions, and years of pushing through without rest, as if these are also physical injuries. The trigger that is signaling the nervous system to brace for pain is still activated. But when you shift from fighting to breathing, from resisting to allowing, your nervous system finally gets the signal it's been waiting for. It will deactivate the signal, and that's when you will get pain relief. Finally, I've seen it done hundreds and hundreds of times. Every time you've ignored your body's signals or braced through pain, your nervous system took notes. Now, if it's stuck in a protective pattern, it will keep sending pain signals, not because your tissues are damaged, but because it still believes you're in danger and it's doing its best to protect you. It's saying, wait, everybody, let's divert our attention to this painful area. It needs our attention. Now, this is especially true for women with autoimmune conditions. Your immune system stays in attack mode because it never got the all clear message. Everything's okay. Nothing's happening over here. Everybody can go back to their regular scheduled programming. With chronic inflammation, that alarm keeps getting triggered because your body never feels safe. And here's the key. You can't just think your way out of this. You can't just exercise your way out of this. You can't force your nervous system to calm down. The alarm isn't in your head, it's in your body. But your nervous system can learn new patterns. And the fastest way to teach it is using your breath. So I'd like to share an example of what happened with my mom who had Hashimoto's, and then she, after a very stressful time, it was a very short time, maybe about a week, where she was entertaining, getting ready for travel, and just doing way more than her usual because it was around the holiday season. She got shingles and she had it in her face. So she had so much pain and she would have these blisters all over her eyes and face, and it was very painful. And then after the shingles took its 2-week course, she developed a rare condition called post-herpetic neuralgia. So it can happen in women over 40 after an episode of shingles. So when the nerves are damaged because of this autoimmune attack from the herpes virus that gets reactivated if you've had chickenpox, now the nerves are damaged. In the healing process, it's like there's live wire on her face and in her mouth and jaw. She started getting these painful episodes that were so heartbreaking. It was just terrible to witness because I felt so helpless seeing my mother in absolute despair and agony. Seeing someone you love endure so much pain. She had 10 out of 10 pain, like 100 out of 10 pain. She would scream and her cries just got louder and louder, and she was shrieking, and our whole family would rush to her, and my kids would say, "Grandma, are you okay?" And they would run to get her ice, and everyone would crowd over her, but there was nothing we could do to stop the painful episodes. And my mom would say that it felt like gas was being poured on the fire of her face. Can you imagine that? I would not wish this kind of pain on my worst enemy. It was so hard. However, I did, when I got to my senses with some support from my husband. He said, look, your mother is alive and she's going to recover from this, but she needs your help. You can't spiral with her. You have to do what you do to help her. And that helped me get centered and grounded, because the doctors had said to her, there's nothing we can do to help you. There's no pain meds we can give you. There's nothing we can give you. This kind of thing just takes its course. And usually it takes 3 months to 6 months to recover from this. And in some people, they have this condition for the rest of their lives. Well, the thing is, we were away on vacation and we didn't have 3 to 6 months. My mom had to get better in 10 days, because if she didn't get better, she wouldn't be able to get on a plane to come back home. And that gave her a purpose, something to work towards. Because I said to her, they're not going to let you get on a plane if you keep having these attacks, because she would scream bloody murder and it would be very terrifying to hear. So, 300 people on the plane would not want that experience. And so I worked with her and I helped her breathe. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I helped her with. And I know that if my mom can get through 100 out of 10 pain with this strategy, if you practice it, you can get a lot of pain relief as well. Your breath directly communicates with your nervous system through the vagus nerve, which is the main pathway controlling your rest and digest response. When you breathe slowly and deeply, your vagus nerve sends a clear message to your body saying, we're safe, stand down, and your body responds. Your heart rate slows, your muscles soften, your inflammatory response calms down. The pain signals finally have permission to quiet down. This is neuroscience. Slow breathing lowers cortisol and increases oxygen flow and tells your immune system to stop being on high alert. But here's the key most people miss. It's not just about taking a deep breath. It's about breathing with your body instead of against it. When you breathe into the tight spots and soften around the discomfort instead of bracing, you're teaching your nervous system a new response. You're showing your body that pain does not equal danger. And that shift from the resisting to allowing and acceptance is what finally lets the pain move through you instead of getting stuck. Now, I know this might sound too simple because you might have been in pain for decades. And I'm telling you, the answer is your breath. And you might be like, Nancy, you cray. Because when you understand how to actually do this, not just take a deep breath, but truly breathe with your pain, everything shifts. So what I shared with my mom is what I learned when I was delivering my babies. I had my babies without pain medication, not because I'm a superwoman, because I did this exact same strategy by using my breath and allowing the sensations to move through me. So there's a 5-part process to use your breath to release pain. And this works for chronic pain, autoimmune flares, tension, headaches, migraines, nerve pain like my mom had, even delivering babies, any sort of menstrual pain and cramps. This can help as well. Also with emotional pain stored in your body, because emotional pain feels like physical pain. So the first step is to pause. The moment you feel pain, just pause right there. Just stop what you're doing. Don't push through. This interrupts your automatic fight response. What happened with my mother was that she would panic when she felt the pain, and then she'd be like, and then she would be up in here, and then that's what would set off the fight or flight, and then it would just get amplified, and she would get up to 12 episodes a day, like every hour on the hour, right? So when you pause and you breathe, which is the next step, by placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, inhale through your nose for 4 counts, and exhale through your mouth, and make sure that you count a slow 8 if possible, because the longer exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your calming system. And the third step is to notice where the pain is. What does it feel like? Does it feel sharp, dull, burning, tight? Don't judge it and don't fight it. Don't clam up. Just observe it like a curious scientist. So I remember when I had these waves of contractual pain, even when I would have menstrual cramps. And then when I was delivering my babies, when I was in labor for both of them, I would feel these same wave-like contractions. And I remembered, oh, they're in my stomach, they're in my back. And I remember them being like waves. So I know it would go up and then it would go down. But I also knew that if I fought it and resisted it, it would make the pain get worse. So when in labor, I felt every contraction, I felt myself opening up to prepare for the baby. I just felt the separation and I knew that it was working. So in my mind, I interpret it as, oh, I'm getting closer to my baby with every contraction, which is the next step in this process is to allow the contraction, allow the pain. And it helps if you interpret it in a way that helps you. If you allow this instead of resisting it, the pain can and will go away because you're giving yourself permission. Tell yourself, it's okay, I'm safe. This too shall pass. This sensation is allowed to be here. I'm accepting of myself. I give my body permission to release what I've been holding on to. And the next step is really to soften. With every exhale, imagine the area softening, your muscles releasing, your fascia unwinding. Even picture it in your mind. Picture the muscles, picture your nervous system. Instead of being wound up, picture it softening. You might not feel immediate relief, as in 0 out of 10. That's okay, but you will feel a calming down. You will feel the pain start to subside because you're retraining your body's response. This takes 2 to 10 minutes, and the key is consistency. So with my mom, I really showed her how to breathe from her low belly, and to when she exhaled, I got her to even exhale for 15, 20 counts if she could. And I got her to blow the pain away. So in her mind, she was blowing the pain away, and she would blow really, really, really hard. And with the exhale, it calms your nervous system. It activates your vagus nerve, right? So the more she did it, the more the episodes would go away. By the time we got to day 10, when we were flying, she did not have one episode of pain in our 40-hour trip back home. And that was not fluke. That was not luck. That was her using her breath and her following her body's needs, which is it just needed to feel safe because my mom had spent so many weeks and probably so many years pushing through and getting things done and helping everybody but herself. So every time you choose allowing over fighting, you'll be doing exactly what I showed my mom, which is rewiring your nervous system's relationship with pain. And if you're realizing that you've been stuck in this pattern for a long, long time and you want support to understand what's keeping your nervous system locked in protection mode, I created a free inflammation indicator test to help you understand exactly why your nervous system keeps getting tripped up. So even though this breath work is powerful and helpful, it's always important to look at the real roots of the inflammation. Otherwise, you can keep shutting off the alarm with the breath work, but if alarm keeps sounding, then there is a problem to look at. This test is super fast. It takes less than 5 minutes. You get instant results, and you'll get a personalized plan on what you can do to start healing right now. So until next time, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I do read every comment and respond. It may not be a big deal for you, but it's a really big dopamine hit for me. And more importantly, every time you do something like, subscribe, comment, or share, it helps me continue to invest my time, energy, and resources into creating more free content that will be helpful. So thank you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you soon in the next video.